Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, where we dive into the science and sometimes the contradictions of money. Today, I want to challenge one of the most common pieces of personal finance advice out there. Don't overspend. If you've ever been told that overspending is evil or that you should feel guilty anytime you indulge, stick around. In the next 10 minutes, we're exploring why overspending might actually have some benefits. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should max out your credit cards on a whim, but I am suggesting that maybe, just maybe, there's another side to the story. Let's jump in. First, let's talk psychology. Many of us associate overspending with negative emotions: guilt, regret, anxiety. The moment we buy something we didn't strictly need, that mental alarm goes off. I'm being irresponsible, or what if I can't cover my bills later? But consider this. Strict frugality can lead to what's called frugal fatigue. When you're constantly restricting yourself, you might feel deprived, like you're missing out on experiences or everyday joys. Over time, that deprivation can trigger binge spending. It's like dieting. People who go too extreme often end up overindulging later. Let's flip the script. Strategic overspending, or what I call mindful splurging, could actually keep you motivated. If your brain knows there's room for a fun purchase once in a while, you might be less likely to have those massive spending blowouts. You can actually maintain healthier spending habits in the long run. So, psychologically speaking, an occasional splurge can be a pressure valve, letting out that built-up spending need before it explodes into something worse. That's point number one. A moderate amount of overspending can be a safeguard against extreme overspending. Now let's look at how spending affects the economy on both a macro and micro level. On a grand scale, consumer spending drives a huge portion of economic growth. When we buy products and services, we're helping to keep businesses, especially local ones, alive. We're supporting jobs, paying wages, and fueling innovation. It might sound a bit grandiose, but if everyone went into hyper-frugal mode at the same time, the economy would slow dramatically. On a personal level, consider this scenario. You spend extra on a local craftsman's handmade furniture instead of the cheapest version you can find online. Yes, that's technically overspending, but you're also investing in your community. You might be helping a small business owner pay their bills or hire another worker. Plus, you gain a unique product that could last longer than a mass-produced item, providing better value over time. So from an economic standpoint, overspending done thoughtfully can create a ripple effect of positive outcomes. Of course, you don't want to put yourself in financial jeopardy, but if you're stable, occasionally opening your wallet a bit wider might actually be beneficial, not just for you, but for others too. Now let's dive into something that's hard to put a price on: experiences and intangible gains. Traditional personal finance advice focuses heavily on numbers: your budget, your savings rate, your net worth. But there's another dimension: your quality of life. Spending on travel, personal development courses, or once-in-a-lifetime events might look like overspending when you check your bank statement. But those experiences can yield benefits beyond a simple ROI calculation. Maybe you network at a conference and land a better job. Maybe you learn a new skill that saves you money or opens new career paths. Maybe you just build lifelong memories that keep you happier and more mentally resilient. Studies have shown that spending on experiences often brings more lasting happiness than material purchases. So, you might overspend on a weekend trip, but come back rejuvenated, more creative, and more productive. That boost in well-being can translate to better performance at work, leading to higher income in the long run. It's not guaranteed, but money should be seen as a resource for happiness and growth, not just for piling up in a bank account. Now, before you go on a shopping spree, let's talk boundaries. Not all overspending is created equal. Here's how I personally draw the line. 1. Financial stability. First, overspending isn't wise if you're struggling to pay for essentials or carrying high-interest debt. If you don't have the basics covered, that's not mindful splurging. That's digging yourself deeper into a hole. 2. Calculate opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means considering what else you could do with that money. If overspending on a luxury product stops you from investing in an education or business that could earn you more money, it might not be worth it. 3. Set intentional splurge budgets. One trick is to create a splurge fund. It's a separate account or an earmarked portion of your budget. Knowing you can overspend in that category each month or quarter can keep your bigger financial picture intact. Once that fund is depleted, you're done spending. 4. Focus on value. Another key question: is this purchase giving me more value than its cost? Value can be emotional, practical, or social. If the answer is yes, and you're not jeopardizing your future, that might be good overspending. So be strategic. There's a difference between mindless overspending, where you pile up credit card debt on random stuff, and intentional overspending that enriches your life, helps others, or creates lasting benefits. Alright, let's wrap up this contrarian take on overspending. We've covered the psychology, how small, mindful splurges can prevent bigger financial blowouts. We've looked at the economic angle, seeing how your extra dollars can support local communities and businesses. We've delved into the intangible benefits, like experiences and personal growth that don't show up on a spreadsheet. And finally, we drew a line between good overspending, intentional, value-driven, and within your means, and bad overspending, which can spiral into destructive debt and financial instability. Remember, none of this is an excuse to throw your budget out the window. It's about finding a balanced approach that helps you live a fulfilling life without sabotaging your financial future. If you're stable and have your essentials covered, it might be worth re-examining the idea that all overspending is inherently bad. If you found this video helpful, or if it made you think, please hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on money and psychology. What do you think? Have you ever felt good about overspending on something that ended up being worthwhile for your happiness or growth? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.